Go ahead.
As a mom, can I talk about real fear? Of
what
real fear is. I have a son who has cystic fibrosis. I'm a mom of 3. I run my own organization. I employ millennials every day, and that's what we're talking about. I'm not going to have Social Security. I'm not going to have retirement. My employees are worried about their retirement. I know my husband's not going to have retirement. I'm scared to death what Obamacare is going to do to America's medical field, the developments and the research and advancements we had, that we're going to become like Canada and Europe. That's a real fear, that I'm afraid of what Obamacare is going to do. I'm not going to be able to hire 2 new employees next year because of the increase in insurance costs to my employees, and then I get double tax.
I think that you have laid out a case that a lot of people feel like. Is that real? All right, we bring back our studio audience of millennials. Contraception, $3,000, $9 a month.
At Walmart.
At Walmart. Well, go ahead. Yep.
But somehow you have to have free contraception to be a woman in America and have equal rights. Heaven forbid your contraception isn't paid for.
This is how they sold Obamacare. That's what they did to try.
No copay
most young people bought into that.
Listen. Why should?
That's why you should support Obamacare. How many speeches did he give and talk about free contraception?
There's virtually no need, first of all, for contraception. Condoms are dirt cheap regardless of where you go.
In New York, you get them for free when you leave a bar.
Exactly. At the same time,
I read it in the paper.
D.C. would have had a Walmart much earlier if the mayor of D.C. hadn't tried to enforce this ridiculous minimum wage bill.
I want to hear from you. You have not spoken. You're very quiet and polite and patient. Go ahead.
I mean, I think the idea that we have to pay for contraception is ridiculous. I mean, it's a woman's choice. It's like we're talking about this war on women, and women have choices, and if they're going to be pro-choice or not, they can be pro-choice and just not have sex, and we don't have to worry about it. I mean, there's the contraception right there.
Guy,
well,
is this part of an entitlement mindset that...
Look, I think that the Republican Party gets into a huge corner, a tough corner on this issue, because when we talk about making religious exemptions for people who don't want to pay for others' birth control, that is somehow twisted into we are against birth control or want to ban it. Would anyone here, if I may, would anyone here actually want to ban birth control? No, I mean, that's lunacy. So the Republican Party has to do a much better job of pushing back on that attack.
Listen, I'm going to be very blunt here. I don't care. It's fairly liberal.
People do.
I don't care what people do. It's none of my business. Adults, bedroom, privacy, but don't make me pay for it.
You want to pay $500 million for Planned Parenthood?
In D.C., if you enroll in the insurance in Obamacare, you have to pay for abortions. They cover abortions with Obamacare, but they won't cover hearing aids.
Yeah.
That's a problem. How can you justify that?
Yeah, go ahead.
About what?
Well, you're one way.
I mean, like, about contraception? I mean, I think that, people have a right to have contraception, but I don't want to pay for it. You got to be fiscally responsible here. I mean, and this is why we get runaway big government programs that have failed America time and time.
Come on, Emily, the liberal here. Why?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for evening the playing field and making sure that every woman is able to control the contraception in the way that she wants to receive it, in the way that makes sense to her. I think there's a lot to be said. I do support it. I definitely do support it.
Agent just said that pregnancy is a preventable disease. That's offensive. That Democrats think that pregnancy is a preventable disease. Therefore, I have to pay for contraception and all my employees.
Aaron, weigh in.
Insurance.
Go ahead.
There are plenty of resources for these people where they can get contraception. Planned Parenthood, subsidized by the government. There are a lot of options for these. Yeah, there's plenty of options for these people. We don't need to take.
All right, OFA.
It's contraception is a type 1 carcinogen, just like cigarettes.
Why?
About Planned Parenthood, because
Why?
so many people are out of touch. Here's the thing about Planned Parenthood. I've heard about this subsidizing of Planned Parenthood by the government. In reality, the support that Planned Parenthood gives to people in the community is to get access to many of the treatments that they could not get.
15 abortions a day.
For people that do not have health insurance.
As
a person in Cleveland, Ohio, I had no insurance.
And therefore, women
I was not employed.
Have access.
No,
That's not her point. Wait, hang on, one at a time. But that's not her point. Her point is, why should other people pay for it when they view it as life and death?
One, this is how health insurance works.
This is two.
Health insurance works by paying. Health insurance.
Hold on.
Health insurance works by paying.
Guys, one at a time.
Health insurance works by paying for a lot of things that you don't have access to. Therefore, and if we look at health insurance through the Affordable Care Act, yes, contraception is a preventive health service.
I have to pay for the
No, go ahead.
This isn't about contraception. This is the same reason why 60-year-old men have to pay for maternity care.
Yes, exactly.
It's because you have to subsidize other people's programs, other people's plans. It just also happens to be a wedge issue that has created this explosion.
Abortion is killing the
All right, we got to take a break.